Does the Elodea Densa plant actually need sunlight to grow, to survive? Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so this is another share within the series of Elodea Densa. Okay, so hornwort have actually taken over most of my ponds, right? So I mostly have hornwort instead of Elodea Densa. I have done a lot of transition with my pond system, and I am continuing this transition. Nevertheless, I chose to do this share regarding Elodea Densa, and I'm checking out to see whether or not it will actually grow in dark spaces. Now, this is the thing with Elodea Densa. Elodea Densa is a plant where where too much sunshine is actually being concentrated within the space in which it is at. It tends to sink to the lower end of the aquatic space, where it's much darker, and as a result of that, it could be assumed that it likes a particular shade of light, or better yet, it doesn't like light. As you can see here, my hornworts actually overlap most of my Elodea Densa. My Elodea Densa is beneath the hornwort, and you know, my hornwort is actually growing really fast. Right, this is my emboma pond, and as you can see, my my embomas are wondering what's happening. For this shear, I'm going to be taking two pieces of Elodea Densa from out of this pond. I'm going to be measure them in proportion to each other. I'm going to be using my daughter T-square as a measurement tool. Okay, so this is 1 inch, 2 inch, right? Let's go with an average of probably about 3 inch, right? So I'm gonna be clipping this Elodea Densa to about 3 inches, right? Okay, so we have learned in other videos regarding Elodea Densa that Elodea Densa tend to grow from the top, and where the top is actually pinched off, or should I say cut, it will actually go from the side, and it will barely grow from the cut piece that is at the top, right? Okay, so I have two pieces of Elodea Densa plant, both cut at 3 inches. I'm going to be placing one in one container and one in another container. I'm going to allow them to stay there for an average of probably about 5-6 days, and I'm going to watch the growth. Remember, both of them are 3 inches. Oh yeah, one bucket of the plant, let's hope that you know, for safety, I'm going to be placing something over it, but I'm going to be placing it underneath one of my totes in a dark space to see whether or not it would actually grow. It will be filled with mosquito larvae or mosquito at the end of these days. So I'm going to be placing it at 3 days, right guys, because I do not want much mosquitoes to be breeding in it. So I'm going to be placing it into a dark space, guys, a very dark space, in, well, at a section of my pond, right, where it's, let's see, this dark section, right? So there it has, right, it turned over. So I'm gonna have to get another fill with water, and I'm gonna put it in a nice easy space for me to actually maneuver. Right, I'm gonna be placing it way on at the bottom of the pond, where not much sunshine. Not much sunshine will be available to that. While the other container with the other 3 inches in length Elodea Densa plant will be placed on the top. Well, that's too much of a shade. Let's put it over on this side, right? We'll experience a lot of sunshine, and at, let's say, about 3 days, I'm gonna, even if it measures like a minute growth, I can use that so as to make an assumption, a better assumption, or better yet, a position regarding this task. So let's wait for a few days to see whether or not this piece of Elodea Densa plant actually grows in the sunshine and measure it to the one that is in the dark to see how much both of them have actually grown, and so as to substantiate the claim that Elodea Densa actually needs light, or it doesn't need light to grow. Okay, so a few days ago, to be frank, about 5 days ago, I placed 2 pieces of Elodea Densa in containers of water. One in the light on the top of my pond, and one underneath my pond. The emphasis was to see whether or not Elodea Densa need light to actually grow. Alright, so this is the one that was in the dark, and as you can see, guys, it just popped a while ago. Right, it was practically dying. Right, so I'm checking to see whether or not, well, it have actually popped, guys. Popped. Right, but I'm still kind of trying to put the pieces together to see whether or not it has actually grown, and the answer is no. It was 3 inches. I'm putting everything back together. It's roughly still 3 inches. Right, so it started to die as soon as the light was no longer available. Alright, so let's look at the piece that I placed on the top of the pond to see whether or not it actually grew. 5 days, guys. 5 days in the sun, and you could see that it grew. Both were 3 inches, and it grew roughly about what do you call it, so quarter of an inch. Right, so conclusion: Elodea Densa needs sunlight, although sometimes you might see it on the underbelly of another plant. It's just the volume of light that it requires to survive might be less than the other plants within your space. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for commenting, sharing, subscribing. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.